I welcome you all to this channel. In this particular video, we will be looking at a question under limiting reactants. So the first question 4a here says, explain what is meant by limiting reactant. So a limiting reactant, sometimes known as a limiting reagent or a limiting agent. So a limiting reactant, this is simply a reactant that runs out first during a chemical reaction, thereby limiting the amount of the product to be formed. Okay, what did we say? We are saying the reactant which runs out first during a chemical reaction, thereby limiting the amount of product formed. Okay, so you can just write it like that. Then we have question B. 2.4 grams of magnesium reacts with 0.3 moles of hydrochloric acid. Write the balanced chemical equation for this reaction. All right, so for this particular one, we can just do it over here. We are going to say question B. Okay, we are given the told magnesium. Okay, magnesium happens to be a metal, put it as a solid. Okay, it's reacting with hydrochloric acid. Acids are aqueous, and then this gives us magnesium chloride, of course. Magnesium chloride plus hydrogen. Okay, this one you can also put it in aqueous, and this is a gas. Okay, so write a balanced chemical. Let's see if the equation here is balanced. So to balance the equation here, the only thing that you have to do is to put a 2 here. Okay, and the equation is balanced. Magnesium, you have one atom of magnesium on the left, so you always divide this like this. Okay, where the what is okay, we always do this. Okay, so this is the right side of the equation, this is the left side of the equation. Okay, all right, so on the left side you've got magnesium 1, the magnesium 1 here we've put a 2, so 2 atoms hydrogen, 2 atoms of hydrogen, chlorine also 2 there, so it's balanced like this. Then determine the limiting reactant. So for the limiting reactant, here is what you're going to do. Okay, for the limiting reactant, you're simply going to find the, let's see what we've been told. We're told that magnesium is 22.4 grams. Okay, and it's reacting with hydrochloric acid. We've been given the moles, which is 0.30 moles. So now the only thing that we are supposed to do here, we need to find the limiting reactant between magnesium and hydrochloric acid. So between these two, which one is the limiting reactant? So let's get the moles for magnesium first of all. Okay, by this formula, moles is equal to mass over the molar mass. The mass is 2.4. The molar mass for that's magnesium, which is 24 grams per mole. So this gives us 0.1 moles. Okay, so now to find the limiting reactant is very easy. We just compare the moles for the reactants. So you have magnesium and hydrochloric acid. Remember, we balance the equation. So here you've got 0.1 here we've got 0.3. These are the moles. So divide them by their coefficients. This one divided by 1, this one divided by, the coefficient is 2. Here you still get 0.1, but this side you have 0.30. Okay, 0.30 divided by 2, you get 0.15. Okay, now looking at these moles, these numbers that we are getting here, we can easily see that magnesium is a limiting reactant. Okay, this number is less compared to this one here. So magnesium is the limiting reactant. Okay, magnesium is the limiting reactant here. So here you just say that determine the limiting reactant. So after you've shown all the working here, you just need to show this limiting reactant. It's what is magnesium. So just like that, and you're done. Okay, calculate the mass in excess for the substance which is in excess. So the substance which is in excess here is hydrochloric acid. Okay, since we find out magnesium is a limiting reactant, so the substance which is in excess here is the hydrochloric acid. Okay, the hydrochloric acid. So we need to find its mass. So I'm going to erase some things here. Erase this part here. Okay, just erase this. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so the mass in excess is what is hydrochloric acid, and it has this number of moles. So to find the number of moles, we say mass. To find the mass, we say mole times the molar mass, 0.30. The molar mass for hydrochloric acid. Again, we just need to calculate this. Okay, I'm going to have to erase this other side. Okay, yeah, where I was calculating for this. All right, and then the molar mass, here's how you calculate it. Here of hydrochloric acid. Well, when calculating the molar mass, don't use the coefficients that you use when multiplying. So you have 1 atom of chlorine times the mass, which is 35.5. This will give you 35.5. 1 atom of hydrogen with the mass, which is 1. Okay, so when you add these two, you get 36.5. Okay, grams per mole. Okay, so you write 36.5 grams per mole. Then you calculate for this. Okay, you get 10.95 grams. So this is the mass for hydrochloric acid, which was added in excess. So for each and every reaction, there's always one that is added in excess, then there's always one that is added in less amount, which is called the limiting reactant or the limiting reagent. Okay, so I hope you've learned something on this particular video, and I'll see you in our next video.